Alright you guys, ZFR back here once again, and in this video I basically just wanted to talk about a lot of the controversy going on around Cyberpunk 2077. Now, the next video or two is probably going to be about this topic. I'm going to cover the other side of the coin in a different video, but I want to cover this one first because I actually feel like this is the bigger problem right now. So pretty much with Cyberpunk 2077, we all know the sizzle wasting the game's in right now. A lot of controversy. The community is very divided on the game because the game, let's just be honest, is not what most of us had hoped it was going to be when it launched. So yeah, a lot of people right now are very unhappy with the state of the game. However, though, I'm noticing there's also a large group of the fan base, given why the fan base has split in half, who kind of doesn't want to hear any more of the negative, talking about this game, or they don't want hearing more of the more negative criticism of the game. And here's the thing, man, like, I understand where people are coming from, where there's a bunch of trolls and stuff, you know, constantly talking trash. Even though I think, especially if you're going to be on the internet, you have to learn to, you know, kind of spot the trolls and ignore them. You can't always give in to trolls and what they're doing and saying, because I mean, you'll just end up getting dragged down a rabbit hole like that. But I do understand, you know, people kind of being frustrated with a lot of the random hate around this game that doesn't really have any, you know, base to it. But the problem I'm starting to see arise, which I think is a much bigger problem, I'm starting to see actual criticism, actual valid criticism of the game, you know, kind of being misconstrued for hate, if that makes sense. Basically, what I'm talking about is, like, it seems like every time you go on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or whatever, you see all these comments, you see all these videos of people talking about the game, and usually you really see the divide in these sections. You know, you have one group of people who, well, you have multiple groups of people, right? You have one group who's just like randomly hating on the game, who just kind of drops off. They kind of drop off their hate comment and then dip. And then you have another group who really is putting the pressure on the game and CD Projekt Red, and they're really criticizing a lot of stuff about the game. You know, they're not happy with the shooting. They're not happy that the game launched with a ton of bugs. They're not happy that so much content was cut from the game leading up to release without us really getting a really good look at, you know, the game in the current state that it is prior to release. You know, they're not happy about a lot of stuff when it comes to this game, but a lot of them are still playing it, it seems like, and a lot of them are still enjoying it, but they're just not too happy about it. You have the group of people who have decided to take a step back from the game and are waiting for improvements and fixes and stuff like that to come back. Then you have the group of people who are unconditionally defending this game at every turn. You know, you have like this group of people, in my opinion right now, I don't know, I kind of feel, I almost don't want to take sides too much, but I kind of feel like this group of people is the most annoying at this point. Basically, what I see them doing that I don't like is, it feels like they just don't want to hear any more criticism about the game. It feels like they're in the mindset, okay, you know, we've had a month or two of constant criticism with the game. Let's just be positive now. Let's just be happy-go-lucky and stuff. And, you know, it's just like, no, the game's not fixed yet. The game, like, they haven't really even started fixing the game yet. I mean, I guess they've kind of started, but no, we haven't seen anything major outside of them working on the bugs. You know, even past the bugs, there's still the huge problem of this game, for one, missing a lot of content that people were expecting to see in the game. There's the fact of this game being significantly downgraded in terms of some of the gameplay options and animations that were available, or that at least were advertised to be available leading up to release. There's a problem with some things in the story and the narrative, which I'm probably going to talk about in a different video later on. But, you know, for example, one of those things is that the games have almost no narrative presence in the game outside of like 2 or 3 missions. You know what I'm saying? There's so much missing from the game, and people kind of just, I feel like there's some really important people in the Cyberpunk community who are willing to overlook that. They're willing to overlook the fact that the game doesn't really have any meaningful choices, even though that's one of the big things everyone was hyped for. You know, the game has no consequences to a lot of its decisions and stuff like that. People are saying like they wanted more branching paths and stuff like that, and then you have other people clapping back at them saying, isn't there like 6 or 7 endings? And it's like, bro, like when we were told we were going to be getting multiple splitting paths through the game, we kind of expected more than just the beginning and the ending of the game to be different. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the life paths, you know, the life paths were supposed to make a big difference in the story that you played, in the game that you played. And, you know, they just don't. They really don't change all that much for you. They don't really do anything for you throughout the campaign other than a few dialogue options. You know what I'm saying? I would even go as far as say that, you know, which gender you choose ends up mattering more than that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, overall, you guys, what I'm trying to say here is there's just a lot of people who it seems like they're okay with kind of the fact that this game didn't turn out to be exactly what everybody had wanted or what we were kind of being advertised in the beginning. You know, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I still really love Cyberpunk 2077. As you can see in the background, I've been playing a ton of it and I've been enjoying the heck out of myself. But at the same time, just because I enjoy the game doesn't mean I can't point out all the massive flaws with it. Doesn't mean that I can't criticize the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same for all of you. I see some people who act like they can't say anything bad about the game, who can't point out all the things that they're unhappy about. Like, there are some people who it seems like they really just want to say they're perfectly fine with how this game came out. I mean, that's kind of crazy because, I mean, let's just keep it real. And when I say how this game comes out, I'm not talking about the bugs or the glitches. I'm talking about with the content that was delivered in the game. And I mean, look, if that's your opinion, that's fine and that's okay. But, you know, I mean, just say it and move on. Like, sit here and try to, you know, kind of make it seem like everybody else is being unreasonable because they got a product that doesn't really live up to what they were being shown beforehand. You know what I'm saying? And you see people come up with all the different excuses for the game and everything. And it's not acceptable, all right? The state that this game is going to be in, even once they fix the stability, even once they kind of fix all the bugs and glitches and problems, the state the game is going to be in, the base game is going to be in, content-wise, is still not really okay, all right? It's not okay. Excuse me, I just ate. But, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of problems with the game that need to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? You can't customize your character after the start screen. You can't, the driving is still terrible for most of the vehicles in this game. I've seen some people try to say, oh, you know, the driving was pretty bad first, but I'm coming around on it now. No, the driving in the game is horrible, period. Alright, and, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, some of the excuses and stuff I've been hearing for the game is just crazy. And I just want to point out that that's not helping the game. The most positive thing I've seen so far with this situation with Cyberpunk 2077, in my opinion, was a string of comments. I forget his name, Pablo something. He's one of the lead designers on the game. He left a string of comments on Twitter pretty much talking about how even though some of the feedback and criticism hurts, you know, everything in. I think that's the most positive thing I've seen so far. You know, and that's what gives me hope to stick around with this game and, you know, kind of see it grow into something better down the line. Because, you know, right now with the fan base, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like the mindless hate either. I'm probably going to talk about that in a different video at a different time. But I also don't like, you know, people trying to use a few mindless haters to shut down the many fans who are genuinely disappointed, that are genuinely, you know, kind of upset with the state that this game is in, both with the bugs and glitches and both in terms of the content, the cut content, whatever. There's valid reason to be very upset with this game, okay? There's valid reason for people to want their money back for this game. There's valid reasons for people to complain about this game for the next month, the next 2, 3 months, 4 months, until, you know, some more content gets added into the game. And I don't know, you know, I just really don't like seeing those people give their 2 cents. 2 cents, which I think is really worth more than 2 cents, mind you. I think the people giving some of this criticism are really the ones who are really helping CD Projekt Red in the long run. I kind of just don't like seeing their opinions being pushed to the side, especially not by some of the bigger, you know, cyberpunk personalities out here on the internet. You know, I just personally don't like seeing that. Because at the end of the day, you know, a game needs a fan base. And if the fan base doesn't get heard out, if the fan base doesn't get taken serious on their opinions, you know, I mean, in the long run, it's only going to hurt the game. So, yeah, that's how I feel about this situation right now. At least that's how I'm feeling about kind of the controversy around the game and stuff. I really want to get to making some cool content for the game, you know what I'm saying? But obviously first I kind of got to cover some of this stuff and talk about some of this. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave likes and comments down below. Hit that subscribe button for more Cyberpunk 2077 content. And obviously guys, don't forget to just hear people out. Be a little more level-headed. Be a little bit more open-minded. You know, just hear people out on some of their complaints about the game. Like I said, obviously don't put up with, you know, people who are rabbit foaming at the mouth with hatred for the game now, or who were never interested in the game in the first place. But hear people, be a little more open-minded. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you on the next one. ZFR out, you guys.